I heard this so many times, like, okay, person A and person B, they are brothers, and their parents did the exact same thing with A and B, and look at how A has turned out, and now look at how B has turned out.
Absolutely.
The same thing, right?
Absolutely, because one size will not fit all. If you, even with Aman and Vanya, I know if I do exactly the same what I'm doing with Aman, with Vanya, it will not work.
Right.
It will not work. I'll give you an example of a parent. So she had 2 daughters, and she had done our program way back 2012. Now she's one of the parent coaches in Calcutta. So both the daughters will come back from school, and she'll say, "Acha, how was your day?" And she'll be very excited to talk about it. So with one daughter, if she's doing ha, acha aur bata, she'll keep talking. The other daughter will say, "Don't disturb me. I will not speak to you," and she'll move out. And she, after a few days, realized that with one, I have to just be quiet. With one, I have to say ha and aur bata. Otherwise, she goes off.
Got it.
But once
so
you get
parent
this,
the child and don't just parent.
Exactly, you're parenting a child. If you know your child's style, and by the way, for example, between you and Arjun, if you know what works for your child, would you do your style, or would he do your style, or you would do the child's style?
Maybe the child style.
Simple, na?
Of course, yeah.
Then you won't fight.
Yeah.
Then you will know this style and you will work on him, and then the communication goes. Simple. You'll listen to them, and the only way to get what works for them is through communication. Ask and you will know.
And okay, got it. Very insightful. And like, okay, so do you also get parents and teenagers who are dealing with like a lot of academic pressure?
So if I take out, I've been telling parents one thing, okay, if I take 3 or 4 words out of a dictionary, 3 or 4 topics out of a dictionary, studies and screens and eating habits. If I take this out from every parent's vocabulary, there'll be no talks at home. खाना खा लिया, होमवर्क कर लिया, पढ़ाई कर ली, स्क्रीन छोड़ दे. अगर ये तीनों चीजें निकाल दी जाएं, there'll be mum. There won't be any communication.
Yeah.
So all of them come for that.
All of them come for that. Yes.
So studies is something like, and it's such a, and if I ask any parent, do you know तुम्हारी जो पढ़ाई करी थी वो काम आई थी? What do they say?
No.
नहीं आई थी. And then they say, I don't bother about marks. मुझे नहीं फर्क पड़ता कितने marks आते हैं. But that's a blatant lie.
Why do you say that?
Because when marks come in,
तब फर्क पड़ता है.
they don't say marks से फर्क नहीं पड़ता, but they say अच्छा marks अगर कम आए हैं, that means you haven't put in an effort. So I'm not talking about marks, but I'm talking about an effort. But where did you make a judgment about marks and effort? From the marks itself.
Right.
So and when a child, just think about it, a parent keeps saying that to you. कि कृतिका तुम्हारे marks से फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा. It doesn't matter to me. You can score anything. I don't want you to be a topper. But when you don't score that, and then you get held to account, then what would you say about the parent?
I mean,
that they're lying.
Yeah, that they're lying.
Then you say they don't.
I had a nastier word. Yeah. Something which starts with an H.
Hypocrisy.
Yes.
Exactly. तो वही कहते हैं आप मना कर रहे हो कि मैटर नहीं करते, लेकिन जैसे ही कम आते हैं, you turn around. And in a parent's mind, they're actually not complaining about marks.
Right.
The other thing, but if you ask me, if I give one advice to a parent on specifically on academics and studies, this would be, rather than focusing on कि तू पढ़ाई कर और एग्जाम पास कर और मार्क्स लेके आ, can I focus starting from a very early age? People start thinking about a why when they're in 11th and 12th. तो अच्छा 11th 12th पास कर, बाद में देखा जाएगा. That needs to come down at least 7 to 8 years earlier. In a class 4 to 5, the kind of discussion which needs to happen at home with children is, what do you want to do in your life? And these are discussions. These are not directions. Let's chat. Parents currently have zero exposure of what's happening outside. किसी को कोई idea नहीं है. And then they think which place will have a better, what do you call it? Scope.
Correct.
Now sitting here in 2023, a question if I ask you and other parents who are listening to this, the rate of change which is happening in the world, what would you rate the rate of change at this point of time? The rate of change, not change, the rate of change.
It's humongous, right? I think we are changing faster.
And how will it be 10 days from now?
I think
Faster.
more faster, yeah.
How will it be 2 years from now?
Yeah, faster.
Faster. So you can say the rate of change right now is very fast.
Correct.
But it is
Still.
the slowest in your life right now.
Correct.
It is the slowest.
Yeah.
Few years it's going to go to a speed which you can't imagine. So हम यहाँ बैठ के 2023 में, almost 2024, how can we say that if a kid is in class 5, 6, 7, 8, 20 years later, how's the world going to be? How can you prepare somebody for a world you don't even know? किसका scope ज़्यादा होगा हमें क्या पता यार? And if somebody says I can guess, he's an idiot. It's impossible to guess. So we need to focus on the competencies and life skills. So what I would suggest is start talking about what ticks your child. What gets them excited, what gets them passionate about it. And once they're able to get that, and I'm saying that will not happen in 20 years, but if I'm excited about getting up in the morning, I will get up in the morning. Because one thing which I asked about that child, my child doesn't get up in the morning, he's lazy. I said, okay, great. When was the last time you went on a holiday? Have you caught a flight at 4 o'clock in the morning or a train at 5 o'clock in the morning? When did your child get up for that? He said, we didn't have to wake him up. He was already up when we got up. He said, that means he's not lazy. He doesn't have a reason to get up in the morning. So start talking about the reason behind it versus getting that. Once a child gets the reason behind it, there's no stopping. You will not be able to stop.
This is interesting what you said, like find out and like discuss what is it that's, getting them
and you
excited.
said the why behind
Yes.
what you're doing,
Yeah.
not what you're doing.
What
Doesn't
you're
matter.
doing, yeah. The why is really important.
That's why you get up in the morning.
And I think that's the only thing that parents can actually even...
What time do you get up on a Sunday morning?
On a Sunday morning, I still wake up at 7.
And normal day?
7.
Why?
Because I leave my curtains open.
And why do you leave your curtains open?
I actually like waking up in the morning. It just gives me a lot of time in the day. Like, even on a Sunday, then I can...
So you have a why for getting up on Sunday.
Yeah. Like my why on a Sunday is actually that, I get to do a lot more on the day itself, that, like I can go out for my coffee.
So, simple. So if you ask anybody, if the why is missing, the work will be missing.
Yeah.